Today is the last day of the Cambly class.
Your last day. Let's have a party.
I wish you could be here. Definitely, I would have given it.
You must be so proud of yourself.
I am.
Fluent conversation, which you have. Amazing.
You left me speechless, huh?
Cass.
Oh, hello. Hi, Charlie.
Hi. Nice balcony.
Really? Yeah, exactly. The background. Yes or no?
It looks like a good background.
Uh huh. Sounds good to me. Thank you for that.
Where
So-
are you, Vikas?
Yeah, it's going good. I mean, so far so good. Nothing well. I mean, nothing great, but everything is going smooth.
Good.
How about you? How have you been up to?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I've had a nice couple of hours on Cambly after a morning of teaching children, and it's really nice. Yeah.
So it's a part-time job or something like full-time, like online classes with the Cambly?
I do Cambly casually, part-time, very part-time.
Part-time. All
Yeah.
right.
And then
All
I
right.
teach children a lot of the other time.
Mhm.
So it's
Okay, let me tell you something.
Mhm.
This is the last day of my Cambly classes because I remember that it's been I have purchased the subscription for 6 months, and today is the last day of the Cambly class.
Your last day. Let's have a party.
I wish you could be here. Definitely, I would have given it.
Get some balloons. Get some games.
Oh my God!
How do you want to spend?
I celebrated the New Year.
What did
Just
you do for New
recently.
Year?
I mean nothing. I mean, actually, my friend planned. He is the actually something like controller of that thing. So all the night I kept dancing, and there were so many things which I mean there was a curfew, so we were not allowed to move out. However, we celebrated up to the best, I could say,
Excellent.
as much as we can.
So it was a
Exactly.
good night.
And how about you?
Excellent.
was
It was a quiet because I was going to go to a party, and lots of friends, lots of drinking, lots of partying, dancing, but because of coronavirus becoming more again,
Exactly.
we decided to stay in. So it was just me and my partner. We had a lovely dinner, lots of lovely champagne. We watched fireworks out the window. And it was
Can I
nice.
ask you
And-
one question? Can I ask you a question? I'm
Of
so
course.
sorry to just jump in with something like other topic
do.
right now. I mean, don't you feel bored while having conversation with different people? Like, for example, I believe like this is kind of very energetic work, because if you're talking to someone and the person isn't able to speak, English or something like that, so it becomes so troublesome, to have a conversation with that person. I mean, it's okay for half an hour, I understand, but if it's something like for 2 hours, 3 hours, I mean, I can't put up with that. So how do you feel while having conversation with different people around different nations and something like that?
It's exciting. It's very interesting. It can be challenging if people are beginner English and it's very limited. It can be hard to find things to talk about. But because it's video, so much of our communication is body language. So we can do lots of kind of physical mimes and things.
Exactly. I
And it's
get it.
really interesting. I like hearing people's stories.
Well,
and learning
the
about
best
different
part of
cultures.
this Cambly application is that I definitely acknowledge that. I mean, I have been encountering a lot of teachers, and really, I mean, the way they keep the smile on their face, it's really fascinating. First of all, and they're being joyous about everything. They want to know you. I mean, it's not for the sake of teaching. It's something like they have their own instinct, like to talk with someone, to make a friendship, to bondship, and that's really cool. I mean, I love this application just for the reason, specifically
Yeah.
looking at the teachers, how they are.
Oh, I'm so glad you've enjoyed it. I think it's an amazing place to be.
Yeah.
Everyone is so friendly. The students are so
let
interesting
me tell
and
let me
so
tell you
exciting.
something different about
Yeah.
my this journey about this Cambly applications. I've never missed a lesson, never. Secondly, whenever I had the communication, this is something about me, that every time I had a communication with every teacher, like nothing like I mean maybe one time, two time the teachers might be repeated, getting me, but
Yeah.
every time I had encountered with a different teacher, getting me.
A new teacher every time. That's amazing. You must have
Exactly.
met so many people.
Definitely more than 75, lump sum I'm saying, more than 75 teachers.
Wow.
And trust me, it's not about something that. And so when I hit this Cambly application at the starting time, I wasn't fluent. Definitely, I can say that. And as far as the journey was concerned, the journey is concerned, I believe I have really changed a lot. I have gained the confidence of speaking with native speakers. Exactly, because what I believe is that practically, if you speak with the native speakers, if you are able to communicate and express your thoughts, and they are able to understand the things, I mean, you're best then. You're good to
Which you
go.
can, exactly. Your energy is so like you're so captivating. You're so confident
Really?
when
Like
speaking. I
that?
know exactly
I
what
love
you're
the
talking
word
about.
captivating.
Captivating, yeah. So even if you're making mistakes, like it doesn't matter because I can understand absolutely everything you say because you're giving me so
Communication,
much
exactly.
communication. Exactly.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Because English is all about a language. I mean, it's just a language. So anyone could just understand and just speak after practicing, after going through that. But when it comes to communication, you need to wear the confidence. You need to express yourself with the hand movement, with the expressions and all. So I understand
Absolutely.
definitely, and it's not a piece of cake for anyone actually.
No,
Exactly,
it's
you need to
learning a language
cultivate.
is hard.
Definitely. But
It's hard.
some one crazy thing about me, I had never communication with any male teacher.
Really?
I
You've had
don't know.
women the
Trust
whole
me, trust me.
time?
All the time, every teacher was a lady teacher. I mean, girl teacher.
Wow. Have
Wow.
you searched for male teachers, or do you just call
No,
whoever is
actually,
available?
well, you could say even sometime, like more than often not, I searched for the teachers, not male teachers. I don't know because I'm a male, so it's called opposite attraction. I don't know, somehow you understand
Yeah,
what
maybe.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. It's not something that I was having a bad intention about, just getting like female teachers. It's nothing like that. But somehow, I know the mentality of boys, so just exploring myself into girls' zone.
Yeah. And if you know something clicks, that if it works for you, that's brilliant to be able to meet more
And
people who are different from you.
every time I had a communication, definitely I could say, um, all the time I got something new from every girl. I mean, girls are very complex. It's very hard to understand them. So here, because I have the tendency to make a very friendly, kind of conversation with anyone. Not something like a teacher. Of course, I understand here everyone is a teacher. I respect everyone. However, you should be having that audacity to make a kind of friendly nature, and that's very
Yeah.
important while having conversation, because transparency is quite important.
It's
And every
much
time I
easier
did
to
that,
talk with confidence if it feels like a friendship.
exactly,
If it
exactly.
if it feels like just a school teacher, then you're like,
Definitely. Looking at the school teacher is something that I hide myself always.
yeah, yes,
Because they are
yeah.
very
You want to
strict,
come
and
forward.
they're kind of stereotypes. I need to mention this. I mean, exactly. They knew that nothing's gonna be happening with that education level, with those things. Okay. After learning and cramming, the things will be forgotten. I mean, the things will be vanished from the mind. Still, we have to just inculcate and learn and learn. Nothing happens. But here, definitely, we're learning communication, which is quite important in the professional world.
Yeah.
No matter
Do
what you're gonna
you?
do in your life, communication is the something that
Yeah, in
shows
any language.
that just shows your identity, what you are, and how do you actually use the words and frame the sentences with anyone. And so I'm quite delighted with the communication specifically, and that's the reason I've worked really hard on this. So, like
You
that,
must be so proud of yourself.
I am completely.
Yeah, you should be. You really should be. So 6 months on Cambly has been amazing for your English.
Definitely. I've never procrastinated any classes. I've never put off any class. I took all the classes at the time, and I kept learning. I mean, the consistency is the key, I believe. Specifically with
Yeah.
any language. If you're familiar with the vocabs, phrases, I kept reading the books, like it's something like my cup of tea. However, so I just kept learning the things, and I can see the changes that I've earned, or
Yeah.
something in the communication. It's not about only language, but the way of speaking has been completely changed and drastically changed, I would say. Drastically is a good word, is
Drastically,
appropriate
yeah,
vocabulary.
drastically changed. That's perfect. Perfect word.
Okay.
Yeah, drastically changed. Or you could
Well,
say
exactly.
dramatically as
So
well.
being
You
a
could say
non-native speakers, the way I have done, it's something, I made the most of this app. I could
Yeah.
say that.
Would you do it again?
Sorry.
Would you do it
Oh well, I have
again? Would you
learned
do
all
a
the
Cambly
things.
course again?
Well,
Yeah.
I support this, but it's
Maybe
not
if you
something
forget it
that
all.
I. Well, I don't think so. Like, I mean, to be honest, what happens is that I have I've reached to that saturation level. Okay, now I'm free to make conversation. It's not something that I'm using only this application. Of course, it's something, I have purchased it, so I'm very much concerned about every classes. But when it's something, like outer world, even I have
Yeah, use
raised
it
my
in the real
communication.
world.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, that's much more important.
Exactly. But someone asked me, it's good to buy this. I definitely said, definitely you should be going with this app application. Of course it's gonna have, I mean, you need to pay one time, but it's so profitable. It's so, productive, efficient for anyone if you are actually into communication, like
It's a good
specifically English.
investment.
Definitely.
A good
No
investment in your
doubt.
life.
But somehow one more thing here I need to mention, like for any I mean, for any student, if he or she hasn't had, hasn't have grammar kind of structures, I mean, doesn't know the things, how to speak.
Yeah.
So I believe that, it's not something, if you are in the beginner level, like you should be getting into the grammar a little bit, you should be having a little bit of conversation skills, and then you can come up here. Because here, I don't know, because I haven't taken any grammar classes. All right. But I have just been observing how the native speakers are speaking, like using kind of phrases, specifically all the kind of vocabs, proverbs, phrasal verbs, and I keep observing them, and accordingly, I shaped my communication, So subconsciously, I used to, go with the things, and the things are coming out of my mind and, mouth. So this is how the things has been done, and I'm quite content with the things what I have done.
You
Like
should
that.
be. I think you're an inspiration. You're such a
Not,
good
I mean,
example of what Cambly is about and why it's so
Oh.
brilliant.
You left me speechless, huh? It's nothing like that. I mean, a lot of people are having great communication. These days, I'm really fascinated with some of the students, how they communicate to anyone, and I'm learning from everywhere. It's not something like it's come to Cambly. Whenever I go with anyone, with my friends or someone, if they have something, which can definitely teach me, so without undoubtedly I just go with the things, and that's important.
Really good.
If you
Yeah,
want to
having
do.
the willpower and the motivation to do it continuously, you will succeed in anything if you keep.
And how about you?
practicing.
If I ask you a question, direct question, like, is it worth buying a subscription of Cambly for any student? What do you say?
For who?
For any student, I mean,
Yeah.
if he's a kind of he or she is kind of intermediate, I mean,
Yeah,
like a
I think
basic level.
it's perfect for intermediates because it's you know a lot of the vocabulary, but you just need to practice, and you need to have someone telling you why.
I mean, Cambly owners are very smart. I mean, they are advertising like crazy. You won't believe that whenever I go or hit kind of any social applications, for example, Instagram, YouTube, or I mean anything, Cambly is always coming up, like, just pop
It comes
my
up
screen.
online as well because it thinks I'm interested because I go on the website. But I'm a juicer.
Exactly.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't want a subscription. I work for you.
The same here it goes. I have already bought the subscription, and still, the advertisement kept coming, and I was quite, obsessed with that. Oh my gosh, why is happening so? But it's a really, very, very authentic platform for someone to learn English communication. And the most important thing is that here you gave the money, so you respect your time. Getting me? Exactly. And that's what I love, actually, because there are a lot of applications, even, I mean, all kind of people are there. But here you're exactly talking one-to-one to the native speakers, because only native speakers are the teachers here, as far as Cambly is concerned.
Yeah, you don't need to have a structured class. You just need to talk as you would in any language, and then get yourself out of those problems and the mistakes. And then you get a really fluent conversation, which you have. Amazing.
I love the articulation. How you're pronouncing the words is quite fascinating, Trust me. I want to speak like this, I'm not a native speaker, I definitely know. So everything won't go like that.
Accent?
Well, I want to learn, but it's gonna take the time. So I haven't given a thought into that. Frankly speaking.
That's just about listening, and copying.
Exactly. In coming life, I'm gonna visit, some kind of foreign countries, and I will be there for some time so that I could learn the accent and all.
Do it. We are going to run out of time, Vikas, but thank you so much
is running out.
for calling. Yeah, congratulations on your journey. You're amazing.
Really like that?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank
Yeah.
you. I really respect your time. I appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you.